Thrilled to chat with our next guest up here on stage. And if you're streaming us live right now on either WHBY.com or thescoreWI.com, you see him. Second year in a row, Mike Jirschele, third base coach for the Kansas City Royals, is back in the house. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, it's great to be here. Anytime you can raise money for kids and, endeavors, for those kids, it's something you want to do.
You're back, and I know you've been a part of this for quite a while, so this is clearly something that's very important to you. I imagine your son, who's doing quite well in baseball right now, and identify just coming up, having kids of your own, how important it is to have options like this for youth anywhere, not just here in the Fox Valley, which is obviously who we're benefiting, but youth in general, to be able to go out there and have the funding necessary to continue programs that keep kids on the right path.
Oh, there's no doubt, and it's even at the college level today anymore. They've got to raise the money. My oldest son is over at Stevens Point coaching the baseball team and constantly raising money just to keep that program going. So, and Justin, myself, and Jeremy do camps during the winter, and, we benefit, the city of Clintonville, the high school, to help them out there with that. So, anytime you can raise money for kids, it's a great thing.
No doubt. Well, all right, I got to pick your brain on baseball a little bit, too, while I got you here. I know it's the off season. We haven't gotten to spring training yet, but pretty big day tomorrow. They're going to release the new round of Hall of Famers. You pay attention to stuff like that? Does that excite you as a baseball guy at all, or not really?
Tell you the truth, not really.
Really? Okay.
No,
right.
It really doesn't. In fact, for me, during the off season, I try to get away from baseball totally. And, I keep up to what we're doing in Kansas City and things like that, but I don't really talk to many people in baseball during the off season. I get back home to Clintonville and work in the furniture store and, just try to let my mind wander a little bit, because I know here come February 10th, I'll be back to work and going hard at it again.
162 games a year, that'll take it away. It'll take it out of you after a while. Do you have to prep the folks at the furniture store that, hey, I don't want to talk baseball all day, every day, please?
Yeah, they do, but they also know baseball's my #1 job, and if Kansas City calls, they'll call the furniture store to talk to me, or my cell phone. They know, hey, he's got to talk to him. Don't worry about it. If he's going to take 15 minutes off here, let him do it.
Kansas City Royals. Obviously, the last time we had a chance to chat, we were talking about a world championship, which is a pretty darn cool feeling, I imagine, for you. What's in store this season? What do they have coming back?
Well, I think we could have a good club, a good year this year, depending on health again. Last year we were hit with some major injuries during the course season. Not that that's an excuse, but, you lose Moustakas, the third baseman. We lost Kane a lot last year at times, and it really hurt us. But, we've got those guys back. They're healthy 100%, and it all comes down to pitching and defense. And if we can do that and, we end up finding another starter or two, we could be right there.
It's a simple game at times, isn't it?
It is.
You don't overthink it?
Yeah, it is very simple, but, guys have to go out and produce, and the thing that's exciting about it is you don't know who's going to produce and who isn't from year to year.
Well, I know you're obviously tied up with the Royals organization the majority of the year, but I have a feeling you could at least give some thoughts on this. Here in the state, people excited about the Milwaukee Brewers. They're led by another Wisconsin native right now in Craig Counsell. Was that exciting for you when you learned that he was going to get that job on a full-time basis and be the guy, just because he's so familiar with what that club does and what they've done in their history?
Oh, there's no doubt. He's a guy that worked hard all the way through the system, and got not through the Brewer system, but through the minor leagues, I should say, and got to the big leagues, had plenty of success up there. But just a kid that knows what it takes, hard work, and day in and day out, just going out and giving it everything you've got. And I know as a staff member, he's going to do the same thing, and he's going to make the right moves. He's got plenty of experience, and he's got experience at the minor league level and major league level, and he's going to make that club better. It's up to the players to continue to get better. But, I look at the year the Brewers had last year. I thought they did a lot better than what everybody expected. And I think that's a step in the right direction. And with him being as sound mechanically and everything, fundamentally, it's going to really make that club that much better.
You know about that process. I mean, the Royals went through that process for a time of trying to find themselves again, and then it hits, and they've got a lot of talent in the fold after going through a few years where I'm sure it wasn't all that fun for the fans. But when it starts to get close, which you're obviously in the midst of having opportunities to do these types of things year in and year out, can you feel that? Do you sense that, or does it at some point it just clicks for these young players and they figure it out and you realize, hey, we're here and we're going to have some chances to get some special things done in the next few seasons?
Well, I think it's with the young players. It takes them a couple years to adjust to the major league level, and they need that experience. It's tough for guys to come in that first year and have phenomenal years, or they do have that great first year, but then their sophomore year isn't quite as good. So, it takes 2-3 years before those guys get going. And then sometimes, as far as like Kansas City, it takes us maybe a trade with Milwaukee to get us over the top.
That worked out quite well, didn't it? Oh, it sure did. Mike Jirschele is joining us on stage right now with the Kansas City Royals. I'll get you out of here on this because I want you to be able to go out and enjoy the party. But what's the rest of the way look like? What do we have? Under a month now before you're headed out to spring training?
Yeah, I'll be on the road February 10th. So pitchers and catchers will be reporting, I think, on the 14th for their first workout, I should say, and we'll be back at it.
Do you get excited now? I mean, you've been through this a lot. Does it still excite you to go back?
Yeah, it does. It does, because now you're going at a new season and you're going to try to win it all. Give it everything you got to get your team set up at spring training and ready to go, the 1st of April.
Well, Coach, best of luck this season. I know a lot of Wisconsin fans, when they're not keeping an eye on the Brewers, love seeing you have success. So we wish you a lot more this season. I know the Royals are going to have a tough club. And thanks for coming out here tonight and supporting a great cause as always. Great to see you again.
All right, thank you. My pleasure.
Mike Jirschele joining us on stage.